How you doing, folks? So today a really nice and simple one, nice for the summer if you're having brunch outside, if we get a chance. It is a caramelized onion and St. Tola's goat's cheese tartlet. It's made with puff pastry. It's really easy. St. Tola's goat's cheese is definitely the finest one out there. If you can get your hands on it, please buy that one. It'll make all the difference in the end. Here we go. Okay, so for our caramelized red onion and St. Tola's goat's cheese puff pastry tart, what we have is, this is basically a net of red onions that I did. So that's about 750 grams a slice. I might not need all this, but it's always handy to have a bit extra done because it's absolutely beautiful once you finish it. We have a half a cup of soft brown sugar, a half a cup of balsamic vinegar, and about 4 tablespoons of rapeseed oil. And that's going to be to cook our red onions in to make our marmalade. Then we have some cherry tomatoes. So I'm just going to slice those in half and that'll go onto our tart as well. I've got about a tablespoon of fresh thyme. And then the star of the show, St. Tola's goat's cheese. So this is a beautiful goat's cheese. It was the first goat's cheese actually to be produced in Ireland in the 1980s when everybody was starting off to make their artisan cheese. It's award-winning here and abroad. Absolutely beautiful product. Siobhan and the gang do a great job down there. I highly recommend it. If you get a chance to try any of these products, please do give them a go. They're absolutely super. To season our St. Tola's goat's cheese tart, I'm going to use, this is my favorite season lately. It's Connemara seaweed salt. It's half sea salt and then it's half kelp, kombu, sweet kelp and dillisk. So really nice product and perfect to season this with. Okay, to start, we're going to start with our red onions. So into our large pot, put all the onions in there. Also the 4 tablespoons of rapeseed oil and the half cup of balsamic and the half cup of the soft brown sugar. I'm going to get out to a medium heat for about 30 to 40 minutes until it becomes nice and jammy. So my onions have been cooking down now for about 10 minutes. And now I'm just going to get my fresh thyme in there. So I just finely chopped that. And then we're going to give this about another 30 minutes. So now our onion jam or onion marmalade is ready. As you can see, all the moisture has gone from the bottom of the pot. And that's what you really have to keep an eye on, because if you don't, it'll just burn on you. So we're going to let it cool down, and that's going to set a little bit basically and get a little bit more jammy. Okay, so next I have sliced my cherry tomatoes. And now we're going to get our puff pastry onto our tray. So this is my flat tray. I just have my silicone mat over it. You can use parchment paper, that's absolutely fine. And we're just going to roll out this puff pastry, one sheet onto this. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we want to make a border around this. So I'm just going to use this fork as a guide, and that's just going to let me know halfway down that. I'm just going to mark it like so. Then I'm going to get my cutter, and I'm not going to cut all the way down into this. I'm literally just going to go about halfway into it, so it's just all the way up. And this is just going to give us our border or our pastry lip basically. So there I have my border. Now I'm just going to prick around the pastry like so. Not all the way through again. Just help some of the heat to escape and stop the middle of your pastry puffing up. The outside we want to rise, but the inside not so much. Now we're going to get our red onions on there. They have cooled down. They're not completely cool, but they're nearly there. So when your onions are on there, just use the fork to stop the onions from coming out on top of your border, because we're going to egg wash that right now. So 1 egg is plenty, all the way down one side, along the bottom, along the other side, and across the top. Next, it's time for the St. Tola's goat's cheese. So for this, I'm going to use their original recipe. This is lovely, creamy, really rich, beautiful. Definitely worth a try. You can just see how lovely, soft and creamy that is. So we're just going to get that all over the top here. There's about 120 grams in this. So now nearly done that. Got about, I didn't use the full 120. I'm going to hold back 30 grams for afterwards. But this is really, really creamy. It's absolutely beautiful. Definitely give them a try, guys. Support your local food producers. They do excellent work. And at the end of the day, we've got to help each other get through this. Beautiful. Okay, that's going to go into the oven now at 180 for about 20 to 25 minutes or until it browns nicely. So now we're 10 minutes into cooking and I've just gotten the cherry tomatoes on there. The reason why I put them on so late is because I don't want them to shrivel up into like a sun-dried tomato. I want them to stay quite juicy. So there we are, folks. We're just out of the oven now. And I'm just going to put a little bit more of the fresh goat cheese on top. So it's handy just to do this, just to fill any gaps around the edges that you might see where it has shrunken away just a little bit. So now we're just going to season it with some of Connemara seaweed salt, just a little sprinkle. And then lastly, we're going to get some balsamic dressing reduction on top of that. And there we go. So there we have it. A caramelized onion puff pastry tart, cherry tomatoes, balsamic vinegar, and St. Tola's Irish goat cheese.